As I was in the courtroom, I saw Combs was wearing the same clothes for the second straight day in court. When he walked into the hearing, he seemed confident, looked over at his family and waved. But after nearly 2 hours of listening to both sides, District Judge Andrew Carter Jr. refused to grant Combs bail. The 54-year-old tried for home detention, offering to post a $50 million bond, give up his cell phone and internet access, and even restrict female visitors to family and the mothers of his children. But the judge said he had serious concerns about potential witness tampering and sided with prosecutors. The once self-proclaimed bad boy was arrested earlier this week and pleaded not guilty to federal charges of sex trafficking, transportation to engage in prostitution, and racketeering. The multi-million-dollar Grammy winner has lost his most valuable asset, his freedom. He's now being held at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, New York. Combs faces up to life in prison if found guilty at trial, but it could be at least a year before that even begins. Combs' lawyer maintains his innocence.
Man, Diddy's trial is no joke, and the fact that he's so calm about it has really raised a lot of questions about who's backing this guy.
A whistleblower. You knew Sean Diddy Combs for a long time. You attended a number of his infamous parties. And in 2022, you made headlines after comments where you called him a sex trafficker. And in response, you were called crazy and jealous. Do you feel vindicated by the events of the last few weeks?
No, not at all. Because he's just the beginning. Until him and his cohorts are all held to account publicly and legally, the victims, they're not safe.
How bad was it?
That's what I care about. I care about the victims.
No, I understand. How bad was it, do you think, what was going on?
I'm going to tell you right now that me, as a woman who has been in the industry for over 30 years, I've been performing live since I was 13. My first handler was McKinley Horton. I come to find out 25 years later that a scar that was on his face with a very elaborate story he gave me was put there by a woman who he assaulted. To live through these things and hear your elders in the business, people like Patti LaBelle say, just avoid him, honey. And being taught to be just avoid him, honey. It's not good enough. Not when you live through these things, you're still suffering the PTSD created by all of this, and you're talking to a victim that's 20 years younger than you, and she's telling you the exact same thing that happened to you. So you want to know why there's no vindication for me? Because for 4 years, I've been screaming, not just Diddy, but Diddy and Jay-Z are monsters. And the victim-making machine kept going on.
Jay-Z has been notable by his silence since these charges were brought against Diddy. Why do you think that is?
Because that's what he does. He starts little fires everywhere, forces everyone involved to go and carry water while he sneaks away without a response. That changes now, Sean. You must respond. You have no choice. Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Robert Kelly, Sean Combs have one person in common, professionally and privately: Sean Carter. This has been a fist of tyranny that has been punching through our culture and our society for decades. It must stop.
There's been obviously a lot of
cruelty-free artistry.
Right, there's been a lot of rumor mill about what has happened in the rap world. A lot of allegations that the misogyny in the lyrics clearly was based on a general misogyny towards women away from the music. And that clearly seems to have been borne out by these charges against Diddy, which if he's found guilty of all this, he's never coming out of prison. How dangerous do you think?
Thank God.
How dangerous do you think he is as a person?
I think he's one of the most dangerous people I've ever met. A lot of people have been questioning, well, she doesn't really know him. She has no knowledge of him. She doesn't have a picture with him. I'm smarter than Claudia Jordan. I would never take a picture with the devil. Everyone knew he was the devil. He's been the devil for 30 years. He's been covered and protected by not only Clive Davis, but Lucien Grange. He was selected to be the demon that he is, to keep the culture in line so the industry could continue to rape it.
A lot of people are curious about the status of P. Diddy.
Status of what?
P. Diddy. Diddy.
Like puppy. The status of puppy.
What do you make of that situation? All right. No comment from Clive Davis on P. Diddy. Mr. Davis, you're a major influence on the career of P. Diddy. Have you spoken to him since the federal raid? Have you spoken to Sean Combs? Any comment, Mr. Davis? Any comments about Diddy? He credits you as one of his mentors.
Look at him, this is serious business, and he's just over there acting like it's nothing. Vi all remember Clive Davis, right? That guy groomed Diddy and helped make him who he is today. Now it's looking like he's got some serious government backing, and it's raising some serious questions.
Certainly wasn't the only time I saw Bill Clinton using cocaine. My sexual experience with Bill Clinton was extremely limited, in spite of the fact that I was a sex slave. It was my experience that Bill Clinton is bisexual, leaning far more towards a homosexual end. All I've ever seen him involved in was the homosexual activity, with very limited experience with him myself. Whereas my experience was much more prevalent with Hillary Clinton, because Hillary is also bisexual, leaning more towards a homosexual end, and it was she who accessed my sex programming to fulfill her perversions. People have all kinds of belief systems, and I'm sure each and every one of you has various and different belief systems as well. Regardless of what your belief system is, it is imperative that you know that these criminals are people. They are within our realm to affect. They need to be held accountable for their actions and their crimes against humanity.
The Sean Combs, P. Diddy, will not be calling him that, as you know. The Sean Combs case is bigger than you think. Not a case about an entertainer. This case is a big deal. Why did I tell you that? Because, folks, I worked with the Clinton detail for a long time up in New York when she was running for Senate. And they hung around with this whole crowd. That's right. Oh, look, dailymail.com. Diddy's bodyguard says there are tapes of politicians at freak-offs and claims the rapper learned this from other music moguls. Really? Did I say that the other day, fellas, that there may be more? Do you remember that show? You P1s, remember that?
I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Yeah, Bill Clinton. Kathy O'Brien, a victim of both Bill and Hillary Clinton, exposes how they're both homosexuals. She claims they used her as a sex slave and drug mule. Now the Diddy case is just getting started.
In Hollywood was and is and always will be pedophilia. That's the biggest problem for children in this industry.
The casting couch even applies to children.
Oh yeah. Not in the same way. It's all done under the radar.
Nobody talks about pedophilia.
It's the big secret.
And it's widespread?
Oh yeah. I was surrounded by them when I was 14 years old. Surrounded. Literally. Didn't even know it. It wasn't until I was old enough to realize what they were and what they wanted and what they were about and the types of people that were surrounding me till I went, oh my God, they were everywhere like vultures.
The elite have a history of exploiting young kids, and after Epstein, someone had to step up and supply them. Diddy seems to have been the chosen one. I mean, it's like he's been playing that role for decades anyway, you feel me?
Mark Geragos used to be Michael Jackson's attorney.
Yeah, out in Los Angeles.
Yeah. He had he drugged Michael and they OD'd him, okay? He didn't overdose. They OD'd him because they keep the royalties of the music. Michael alone made $860 million alone last year, okay, in 2017, which who keeps that royalty? The music companies. Who represents the media and entertainment in the United States? Most of them, Mercedes does. Kenny Mercedes, which is Goodman Mercedes shot out of New York, okay? So what they've been doing is they've been promoting a hate agenda against Trump. So people hate him, okay? Because they know he is very alpha, okay? Very alpha in the sense that he likes money, he likes to make money, and he likes women, and they know they want to defame in certain ways with Stormy, with other people, because they want him out of the government, okay? I had a settlement with Sean, okay? And he belongs to that agenda. That's why he's so famous. They land all the contracts. It's his attorneys, which are Mark Geragos and Ben Mercedes. Ben Mercedes worked for Bad Boy Entertainment for 4 years and worked for Hillary Rodman for 5, okay? When I take Sean the threat of death on me, okay? I don't have it, but I can make it available under secrecy.
I appreciate y'all. Thank you. And I just want to say how much I appreciate Puff Daddy for doing the kinds of work that he's doing, because he doesn't have to do this. But this is part of what is important about giving back.
Yes, we applaud you, and I want to apologize for not sweating, but I do this so much. I'm so cool. I just want y'all to see everybody I'm interviewing is sweating. I'm not even touching my brow. I'm so cool, and I want to apologize. I ain't trying to make you look bad or nothing like that, but I'm just so cool. We
T-shirt. I tell you, if he was wearing one of those fancy designer clothes he's designing, he'd be sweating just like me.
Yo, that hit me right in the nostalgia, because this is starting to feel way too familiar.
Apparently, Diddy had the NYPD helping him out in his operations, bro. Check out this video I'm about to show y'all.
So it seemed like the police were on Diddy's side. Is that the idea there, that he kind of had him doing his bidding?
Well, it was more than they were on his side. They were actually doing his dirty work. There was a picture of P. Diddy on the wall of the station.
There was a picture of P. Diddy on the wall of a New York City police station, correct?
Ain't no way, bro. This dude had the police doing his dirty work. The police helping him in sex trafficking and racketeering. This is outrageous, bro. Now, for some of us, we're not surprised. But for the police to be helping in these type of sex rings, bro, how dark do these situations really get? How big is this ring that we're talking about? How many people are actually involved? And when they're all caught, what is this country even gonna look like anymore? This is crazy, bro.
The fact that the news is reporting Dies on a suicide watch as a precaution is a case they can't save him now. Look, it's all an insurance policy, man. If Diddy's name can't be cleared, they're going to be sacrificing him, just like Epstein, to save a whole bunch of much bigger names, man. I'm just looking forward to that press conference.